It's currently 106 degrees out here in Tucson, Arizona, so why don't you pour yourself a glass of lemonade, turn on some of these hot summer movies, and chill out. Let's go.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And I forgot which episode this is, but we are in the high 20s.
High 20s, almost 30s.
Episode high 20s.
It's you probably forgot because it's so freaking hot outside.
Yeah. I'm delusional.
Delusional.
A
little delirious, maybe.
Delirious.
We're not doing English jokes this time. English language jokes and how dumb it is. But no, dude, it's summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime. We got to get the fan going.
The fan's going. Summer's in full swing out here in Tucson.
It came quick, too.
Yeah, like...
It was like, hey, today is going to be 90. And you're like, not too bad.
You're like, that sucks, but...
Boom, 110.
Yeah, we're just going straight for it.
I think the highest we've gotten so far is like 111, 112.
I'm not sure.
I think.
Today's pretty hot.
In the last couple weeks.
All I wanna do is stay inside.
You know, when it's really hot outside, the only thing that I can think of is ice cold lemonade. Like you said.
You made me say it. So.
Yeah. Iced tea.
Iced tea, always. Like black tea or green tea.
Green tea. Green tea's good. I love both though. Green tea with lemonade.
Mix them together. That's what I order at Starbucks.
The song "Summer, Summer, Summertime."
The Childish Gambino one. I'm just kidding.
No.
Do you know that one though?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
And then summertime movies.
Summertime movies, all the time.
Which is what I think of the top 5 things I think of.
The last thing, so 2 of them are tea.
Yeah. Tea, lemonade, tea with lemonade.
3 of them are drinks.
And
number 4?
Summer, summer, summertime.
And number 5?
Summertime movies.
So if I had to break my summer down into 5 things like you did, first one is AC. Ices. Love a good icy, dude.
Okay.
Blue raspberry, cherry, all of them. They're all good.
The good old 7-Eleven Slurpee, dude.
I have never been to a 7-Eleven.
They're pretty haggard, dude. I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty run down.
Actually, I went to a 7-Eleven last year for the first time in Seattle. Because it was the only gas station near our hotel.
Wow.
And let me tell you, and let me rephrase that. It wasn't a gas station. It was just a convenience store. There was no gas pumps.
Right.
The scariest convenience store I've ever been into in my life. Because it's like downtown Seattle. There was like 65 people just standing outside.
Yeah.
Not like doing anything. Just existing in front of a 7-Eleven.
Just existing.
And it was we went at night, kind of terrifying.
Right.
And it was our first night in Seattle. Like, it was a work thing. We all went.
Yeah, you don't really know what to expect or what the town is
I've never stayed in downtown Seattle.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, my brain's like, oh, I've stayed in the suburbs a lot. Like, yeah, suburbs of Seattle, pretty okay.
Oh, look at me, my
yeah,
Yup.
Just lost it.
Pretentious. I'm a pretentious boy from the north side of Arizona. I can handle anything, dude.
That's not at all how my brain works, but God damn it. Now I'm off track. No, but like being downtown in Seattle, like during the daytime, totally different vibe than at night.
Yeah.
I was like, we're dying tonight. Yeah. We're getting stabbed.
That's how I felt in Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And then at night, we were like, let's go out.
And you take 2 steps out.
Like, maybe.
Let's stay in.
Yeah, let's not.
But yeah, man.
But
that was only 3 things on my list.
Go ahead.
Before you
keep going.
Change the subject again.
So 7-Elevens.
No, just ices in general. Ices in general.
Ices.
So AC.
Ices.
Third thing on my list, Swimming pools.
Swimming pools.
Love going swimming.
Nice.
Swimming's where it's at.
Uh-huh.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Nice.
And number 5, AC.
AC.
Yeah,
You
so
got
home
AC on there
home
twice.
AC, car AC.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have both.
So I want to take a quick little deep dive on one of my options on my list.
See, number 6 on my list is number 1 on your list. So, or the one you're gonna talk about.
Iced tea.
Yeah, that's number 6 on my list because I could forget about it, but I'm not gonna say no if someone's like, Here
Right.
you go. Here's a tea.
Here's a tea.
What's your favorite kind of tea? Yeah, in a can.
Here you go, bud.
Thanks, man.
Take a sip. No, you gotta go. Oh, anyways. So, Brendan,
Deep dive into it.
we love
Uh-huh.
Arizona iced tea.
Specifically, Arizona iced tea that's not even from Arizona.
Yeah. It's like from like New
New
York.
York.
So, Arizona iced tea, for one, is amazing.
For what it is, yeah, canned tea less than $1.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
For two, lots of flavors.
Tons of them.
Too many flavors.
Too many flavors?
I don't know like which one to pick sometimes.
See, there's always 2 for me. Oh,
Peach.
I haven't seen the peach one in a long time.
Green tea with ginseng and honey.
That's number 1. Number 2 is raspberry.
Raspberry.
The raspberry.
Raspberry. So, I love the peach one.
Mm-hmm.
I love the green tea.
Mm-hmm.
The raspberry one would probably be like mid tier for me. And the lemon one. You never go wrong with lemon.
Right. That
Ever.
one's solid.
So, my point is
Mm-hmm.
Arizona iced tea, the drink,
Mm-hmm.
came out with hard seltzers.
No way.
Swear.
Okay.
And so my mom was talking about it, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, like for, a little party, little get together we were having, I was like, oh, I'll go buy some.
Mm-hmm.
I looked everywhere.
Everywhere.
I went to every store that I could think of. Could not find them. I went to Bevmo.
They have Mo Bevs.
They have all the Bevs.
Except for that one, apparently.
Not that one. I went to, what's the other one that's just exactly the same?
That Total Wine?
Total Wine.
Nope.
They're supposed to have it all. I went to Walmart, Fry's, all the stores.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
They had the Lipton tea,
Which are actually really good.
hard seltzers. Are they?
They're so good.
So I haven't tried them because I've been saving myself
Saving
for
stuff.
this Arizona hard seltzer.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking, and can't find it. Okay, I do some research,
Mm-hmm.
and they only sell it in Canada.
What?
As far as I've read, as the information that I've gathered,
Mm-hmm.
it's only in Canada.
Okay. Why?
I don't know,
This makes no sense.
but today
Today.
I saw an influencer
Mm-hmm.
who got sent a box of Arizona hard seltzer with goodies.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not saying that we are like big time influences here.
Because we're not.
Influencers here.
We can't even say words correctly.
But I want a box of hard seltzer.
I also want a box. Oh, so is it seltzer? Like it's carbonated?
I don't think so, but it just says Arizona hard tea, I think.
I want to try these.
I want to try them so bad. So like the girl opened up the box and it had a little koozie too. It was so cool. They were 24-ounce cans, bruh.
That's a lot.
I'm assuming it's like 5% alcohol content, which is a 24-ounce can.
That's still a good amount.
1.5 of those, and I'm fucking taking my shirt off, dude. You know?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just look at a bottle of Jaeger and take your shirt off. So we don't drink like we're in our early 20s anymore.
So all I'm asking
Mm-hmm.
is if Arizona green tea,
Arizona tea,
mm-hmm. Tea in general,
mm-hmm.
if you guys want to send us some tea, some hard tea, we would love it.
We would absolutely.
And if you can, or if you won't, or don't wanna, because we're not that big yet. At the very least, bring that shit to Arizona.
You know, where your name is from.
Bring Arizona tea to Arizona.
Bring back Arizona tea to Arizona.
Well, I mean,
make Arizona tea Arizona again.
Arizona tea is still here.
Yeah,
but
true.
Bring Arizona hard tea
to Arizona.
To the AZ, baby.
Oh.
You think that's going to work?
Say it again.
Bring Arizona hard tea to the AZ, baby.
Those are a lot of rhyming words.
But, like, that's just what I was thinking. I
Yeah.
was like, how the fuck am I not going to find Arizona hard tea in Arizona?
It doesn't make sense.
So that was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to the point. I don't even care if we're famous or if people know us or what.
You just want cool shit that Canada gets.
A cool little box
sent to us
that you can open and it has goodies.
That would be so
sick.
Yeah. So Arizona tea.
How about this?
How about
if you send us some teas or start selling it in Arizona? I'll buy that shit. I'll fucking give you my money.
These are two options.
I will give you my money. Okay?
We've already given you a lot of it over the last decade.
I will probably pay too much to get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we will review it on our YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
How about that?
How about that?
How about? And then we drink all 6 of them.
In one sitting.
Before the video ends.
We've done it before with chocolate bunnies, and Reese's didn't sponsor that one.
Do it. So
I'm down. If this happens, I'm down.
Yeah?
Yeah, just know I'm staying the night.
You're going to stay the night? We're going to get smashed.
Because we drink responsibly.
Yes.
How about they send us those teas right now? How about it?
How about we drive to Canada?
I'm actually down for that too. If Arizona Tea wants to sponsor a road trip.
I got a passport now.
Imagine that.
I got a passport now.
I don't.
Get one.
I'll just stay on the American side while you go get it.
BRB, I'll come back with some cigars too, dude.
I don't know if they'll let you bring them across
some
the border
Cuban
like that.
Cigars.
I'm just picturing in my head now. You remember when we lived together the first time and I worked at that one store?
Yeah.
And they always had Arizona teas 2 for $1, but then I'd get like 30% off or something.
Yeah.
So I'd come home with pallets of Arizona tea, and our fridge would just be Arizona green tea, Arizona raspberry tea, Arizona sweet tea.
For a long time.
And then PBR.
Yeah.
That was the only thing in our fridge.
For a long time, they stopped selling the peach Arizona tea in Arizona.
Yeah, and now it's just diet peach tea, right?
I don't know. I haven't bought tea in a while.
It is. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like.
So one time, me and my family went to California, and as soon as we crossed the border, I bought all of their teas.
Yeah.
Like they had the peach tea, and I was like, okay, it says $1, but you never know exactly how much it's gonna be. I was like, how much is this? And they're like, oh, it's 99 cents. I was like, can I have all of them? Like literally, this is like the most boss ass move I've ever made.
Yeah.
Dude. Can I have all of them? And she's like, what? I'm like, all of them.
How many you got?
I got like fucking 3 cases of those things. They went to the back and got all of them, and then I had the cold ones in the bags. Yeah. I don't remember how much I spent, but
too much, but not enough.
Yeah.
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 It makes sense. We love Arizona tea, so bring it on, Arizona tea.
Bring it on.
But Juan, why don't we jump into some of these movies we've been talking about all week?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So we have been talking about summertime vibe movies.
You know, movies that really get you in the summertime feels.
Movies that are either set in the summer or make you feel like it's summer.
Yeah, when it's
right?
like you feeling like you're on summer break from school. I don't remember what that
What
feeling's like.
What movie are you going to? You sit down with your ice cold glass of Arizona hard tea, and what movie you putting on? You ain't got no school. You ain't got no work. It's your day off. It's
probably like July 1st.
It's too hot to do anything.
You're like 4th of July around the corner.
Yeah. You got a 4-day weekend coming up.
You know that your fridge has got beer. You got bomb pops in the freezer.
Yeah.
Legal fireworks in the cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah. Kicking your feet up with your cat.
But Juan, I know what movie you're going for first.
Uh-huh.
Which movie are you going for first?
So my first pick, okay, is absolutely not a summertime movie.
So it doesn't take place in the summer?
Does not take place in the summer,
okay.
Nor does it make me feel like summer. So I'm completely breaking the rules.
You're breaking the rules on the first one.
On this first.
Which might be why I'm starting with this one.
So I'm definitely breaking the rules on my first one. But it's a movie that I can watch anytime, anywhere, and be so just like taken away. Like my full attention is on this movie at any time.
Okay, so what movie is it, Juan?
This movie is Pitch Perfect.
Of course it's Pitch Perfect.
And you know what, dude? I don't know why I love this movie so much.
I don't know why you love it as much either.
But I can watch this movie probably not every day, but like at least once a week.
I don't think I have any movie like that.
Sometimes, if I'm like editing some pics, I put that movie on. I watch all 3 movies while I'm fucking editing.
Just background noise. You don't even need to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure this movie came out
like 2016, I'm guessing.
2016? Wow, you think I'd have this all pulled up and ready to go? I think 2016 is way too late.
Too late? 13.
2012.
What?
This movie came out in 2012.
Shut the front door.
And we were living together in 2012.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason I've ever seen this movie is because of you. Like, I would have never watched this movie unless, you know, if it wasn't for you.
2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Dude? Oh, my God.
So I have to agree, this is not a summertime movie.
Definitely not.
Because it's taking place... Actually, it takes place at the start of a college semester. Which
summer.
You kind of start in summer/fall.
August-ish.
But I still don't think it gives you that summer vibe. You just love this movie any time of year.
Yeah.
It's like me with like Home Alone. I can watch Home Alone any time of year and love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean...
Or Muppet Christmas Carol.
I think the movie is very good.
IMDb rates it a 7.1 out of 10.
That's good.
That's pretty high up on the list.
But like my thing is like, I feel like the first time I watched it, I had really low expectations. I was like, whatever. How I thought it was gonna be like a chick flick.
Yeah.
And it very well could be in that category, I guess. But I loved every second of that movie the first time I watched it. And I'm like,
I liked everything about that movie except the Cup song.
Why?
Just because of the trend that it started after the movie came out. And that trend is still not dead, apparently. It's still happening. Well, it still shows up.
Good for them. But
competitive cup stacking definitely took off after this movie.
Yeah, I think like I really liked acapella before Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
And I watched that show, The Sing Off, or whatever the fuck it was called. I watched a couple of seasons of that. So I was a big acapella fan to begin with, you know?
Yeah, and this movie came out in October of 2012. So
fall time movie.
It's a fall time movie. I'm going to have to say not a summertime movie for you. For the list at least, but for you it is.
You have been cut off. Is it cut off? I can't remember now.
You should know. You watch
I'm
it once a
spot.
week.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
The next one on the list is it's a fun one. I want to see if you can guess the movie from the list. So this one came out
close my eyes.
in 2001. You're gonna get it immediately. Are you ready? So you added this one to the list, so you better get it. A mean lord exiles fairy tale creatures to the swamp. Right, it's Shrek. So why do you think this one is a summertime movie? What makes you feel summery?
You know the part where they go on their adventure, and they just fought the dragon, and they're hot, and they gotta stop to eat, and
in the woods,
walking through the woods
when they get attacked by the merry men.
And and you can see like when after they finish and he takes off his helmet, right? You can see sweat.
So just because there's lava in the movie,
you can see sweat on Shrek's head. And I'm like, it's hot. It's summer. But that one is also an anytime movie.
I agree. Shrek is one of those like just timeless movies. Like it's always fun to watch. It's it started in this huge thing with like animated movies having adult jokes and like being funny not only for kids but for parents. We were kids, like young kids when this movie came out. I know
2001.
2001, 9?
No, younger.
9?
I think I was like...
What year were you born? 92?
2002.
You were born in 2002?
No, but... Okay. Think about it this way. Take Shrek 1. Think about it. Simmer on it.
I'm thinking about it.
Shrek 2.
Haven't seen it in a long time.
Shrek 2 does not give summer vibes.
No.
Does not make me feel hot and sweaty and want to have a glass of Arizona iced tea. Is that the one with all the
babies?
No.
Or is that the third one?
That's the third one. No, that's the fourth one.
Shit.
Yeah.
So the first Shrek, I can give you a pass for summer vibes, and you know why? Because it's a road trip movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's in the same vein of like the vacation kind of feel,
right?
Where everything goes wrong on this road trip with your friends or your family, right? It's a love story wrapped into a comedy. It's a summer road trip movie, dude.
Yeah.
Like that. That's why I can give it a pass.
You hit it right on the nose.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I saw it on the list. That's exactly what you were going to say. The next two on the list, I'm going to rope them in together.
All right.
Because I don't agree with these. And we've already talked about Lilo and Stitch, and Moana. Actually, there's 3. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay.
So
Lilo and Stitch, Moana, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
All 3.
Those were my picks too.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall was on my list originally.
Okay.
But I took it off.
Okay.
Why are they on your list? Or do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Let me disappoint some people here.
Disappoint them.
If the movie takes place in Hawaii, it doesn't automatically make it a summer movie.
Yes, it does.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
No, just because you're in a tropical place doesn't make it summertime.
Brendan, listen to me.
I'm listening without headphones.
It is always summer in Hawaii.
Okay.
It is always going to feel like summer in Hawaii.
But it's like, if you put palm trees in it, it's summertime?
No, the palm trees have nothing to do with
tropical waters.
I got palm trees in
your backyard,
down the street, and in my backyard. Not tropical.
But yeah, that's my thing. Is like, are these movies good? Yes, but we don't. I just don't see them as summer movies. Maybe Lilo and Stitch. It's like, Lilo's on vacation from school, but she's still going to classes and stuff, like dance class, right?
Maybe that's just their culture.
It is.
Like I did karate 6 days a week. Moda, she does dance 6, 7.
But like what
days,
I'm saying,
8 days a week.
I'm saying with these movies is just because they take place in tropical climates doesn't make them like 100% a summertime vibe.
Yes, it does.
I don't think so. I guess like if you think about it more, like most people go on vacations in the summertime to these tropical places, but a lot of people go to these tropical locations in the wintertime to get away from the cold.
Well, let us know in the comments if you think Moana, Lilo and Stitch,
Forgetting
Sarah Marshall are summertime movies. Because I say yes.
I say not 100%.
I say yes. And that's it.
Great movies, though. All three great movies. I've only seen Moana once. Don't hate me. Shut up. All right, we're gonna jump around the list real quick. I'm gonna let you talk about Top Gun because you have it on the list.
Top Gun. So I picked Top Gun 1 and 2.
And see, I have not seen the second one, so I can't really comment on it.
Oh, it's a great. I
haven't gotten around to it yet.
It is so good.
Yeah.
Top Gun is that summertime Air Force training / love story that probably shouldn't happen, and it gives me the vibe, and specifically the fucking beach volleyball scene that they do in both movies. I love it.
And a lot of this movie was shot in California.
Yeah.
It did come out in May of, let me check the note, 86.
Okay.
So that probably would make it so they were shooting at least a year before or the summer before.
Yeah.
And I know the scene you're talking about. It's like they have that perfect sun going down, like silhouettes.
Yeah.
Dudes without shirts on.
Yeah.
Who didn't have to drink a Arizona hard tea.
Yeah.
But it's also an action movie that came out in spring, yes. But it's an action movie that came out in the blockbuster era, like summer blockbusters,
Mm-hmm. And in the second one with the beach volleyball scene,
they do another one.
It's got the same vibe. Actually, I'm not sure if it's beach volleyball or if it's football. I don't remember. I think it was football. They were playing football or something. Mm-hmm. So instead of beach volleyball, it's the same vibe.
Same vibe.
Could have been football. Anyways, Tom Cruise still got it, dude.
Yeah.
He looks better than I do.
Yeah. He's like what, 65?
Something like that. And
he's gonna make Mission Impossible movies until the day we die.
Yeah. And Miles Teller, dude.
Yeah, we like a Miles Teller.
He's looking like a snack in that movie, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, that's your one. That's your one.
That's my one
of many.
For now.
So yeah, I'd have to agree. That Top Gun. I loved that movie as a kid. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be a fighter pilot, so of course I love that movie.
And it's given summertime.
So the next one that we're gonna talk about, because it's got similar time,
similar
vibes, action-packed movie, and plus the title of this movie just screams summertime. The 1996 hit Independence Day.
Hell yeah, brother.
We both have this on our list, right?
No, I forgot to put that one on. Yeah.
You can't forget this one. You know what I mean? Like, it's Independence Day.
It's literally 4 days from now.
That's when this episode comes out. It's yesterday.
Not even 4 days from now.
But yeah, Roland Emmerich, like Will Smith, Bill Pullman, the Jeff Goldblums, man.
Yeah, what the hell?
Huge cast, action packed. The crazy thing is, we're doing this episode on July 2nd right now, and the story for Independence Day starts on July 2nd.
Yeah.
So that's when communication systems are set into chaos by atmospheric interference.
Dang.
So then the military goes out and they're like, there's aliens. And that's what starts off Independence Day movie.
Right.
With Will Smithers.
Will Smithers.
Will Smithies.
Will smack your ass.
Will smack your face when you look at his wife.
Oh, wow. Will embarrass you in front of 5 million people.
You know what's funny? He smacks the shit out of an alien in this movie, just like he smacked the shit out of...
You know what? That movie terrified me for a couple years.
So I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid, honestly.
I vividly remember, and I agree, I probably haven't seen it since...
And I didn't watch the sequel at
for
all.
a while.
It was terrible.
Me either.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it since I was younger. Probably not a kid, but younger.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember the scene when they like revealed the fucking alien that's alive or the exoskeleton that it is, and it just takes that scientist and just shoves his face into the glass. He's like,
very 90s action like horror movie, you know, like
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Sam Raimi like copied that shot in the scene with Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? You see it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Independence Day. Definitely summer vibes. It's all about America. Bill Pullman's speech, because he plays the president in this, right?
Yeah.
His speech in this on Independence Day, like, I'm pretty sure they play that clip over like the Star Spangled Banner on 4th of July sporting events. You know what I mean? That's how much this movie means to America, apparently. Yeah. So solid movie. IMDb got you at a 7 out of 10 on this one.
7 out of 10?
Which I think I'd agree with. That's a pretty solid rating.
It's fair.
It's not one of my favorite movies, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Where are we going next? Are we going funny? Are we going classic?
Let's go classic.
Classic. Big summer vibes with this one.
Huge.
I'm pissed at myself for not putting it on the list.
It's huge.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I didn't think about it after we reveal what this 1985 classic is. What is it, Juan?
The Goonies.
The Goonies. The mother effing Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
This movie, man. You keep looking at my hair like it's fucked up.
No, I'm saying I'm waiting for you to tell me.
This movie is one of those movies.
Why you forgot?
Oh, you want me to go straight into that?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot because this movie takes place in Oregon, where it's dark and gloomy. Overcast.
Yeah.
Green forests.
Yeah.
Beaches that look dark and scary, and the only time it like is bright and sunny is at the very, very end of the movie.
Yeah. So
I forgot that it has the summer vibes, you know.
Yeah. It's an adventure. It's an adventure.
It's an adventure.
Yeah. When did this come out again?
1985.
Dang. We weren't even a thought.
I'm trying to see
we weren't even
when
an accident yet.
It came out June 7th, 1985. So
Dang.
Peak summer.
Peak. Came out in summer. Summertime vibes. Inside of the movie. And just a bunch of kids getting into some trouble, dude. That screams summer.
This movie is probably the inspiration for the dumb stuff we got up to when it was summer break for us. You know, like, we never found a pirate treasure, unfortunately.
Right.
We don't live near water.
Right.
But we used to go explore, like, the the deserts.
Well, I'm pretty sure we used to pretend like we were looking for treasure.
Oh, we're looking for this abandoned house, and then we actually found the abandoned house, and we're too afraid to go inside.
This house is haunted.
It wasn't. But like this movie like inspired us as kids to go out and use our imagination and like explore the world that like the town that we lived in for the best of our ability.
Yeah.
The biggest thing between this movie and like our lives though was they made it seem like it was really easy to get from one side of town to the other. In Tucson, it's not. Like,
well, it probably isn't anywhere.
Yeah,
but
movie magic.
Movie magic.
But I really love this movie. There's so much to say about it. Like, the cast is pretty solid. Like, all these people like went off to continue. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Like, especially Sean Astin. Josh Brolin. Are you kidding me? Thanos is in this movie.
Thanos
Cable. Himself. We also had Corey Feldman.
Yep, he was at his peak.
Yeah, at his peak.
He was at his peak then.
There's so many stars in this movie, right? And nothing about this movie has ever like come like how do I explain this? Like, there's never been a time when watching this movie where I'm like, I'm gonna watch something else. Yeah. Like if I see this movie, if I stumble across this movie on TV, which doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. But if it's just on cable, I'm like, I'm watching it. I'm watching the whole movie.
Yeah, you're not like, never mind. Yeah.
But this movie all around, adventure, comedy, it screams summer to me.
For sure.
Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I think we should move on to the next one.
Holy shit, this movie made $19 million.
Really?
In the box office.
That's it?
What do you mean that's it?
That's it?
What do you mean that's it?
We got movies making $1 billion.
Yeah, but this is in the 80s, man. The gross worldwide on it was $64 million.
Wow.
They're chilling.
They're chilling for
sure.
They're still getting royalties.
Every time we talk about it, you know.
Goonies.
Also,
Goonies.
The song that they made for the movie, The Goonies Are Good Enough by Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. That movie, or that song, slaps. It's a banger still to this day.
Cyndi Lauper just slaps in general.
True. Dude. And, Steven Spielberg wrote this movie. Well, one of the writers with Chris Columbus. Yeah. Two of my favorite directors. Anyways, I could talk about this movie the rest of the podcast, and we're running out of time and not running out of movies.
Exactly.
So where do you want to go next?
We're going to go. Yeah.
Okay. So this movie is one of those movies that I feel like a lot of people haven't seen. You know what I'm talking about?
Which is a shame.
It is a shame because this movie is so outrageous and over the top that I feel like more people need to watch it.
I have something that's like in comparison to this movie, but it's definitely not a summertime movie.
Okay.
But
what would that be? Or do we need to get to this one
first? We got to reveal this.
So 2001's Wet Hot American Summer. The title alone says summer in it. So of course it's a summer vibe.
Wet?
Hot?
American?
Summer.
With an Arizona iced hard seltzer.
I remember stumbling across this movie not that long ago in the grand scheme of things. Definitely didn't watch it in 2001. Right. Didn't know it came out in 2001 until probably right now. Because this movie's one of those ones that's got a huge cast of people that are famous still to this day.
Huge actors. But huge actors that probably weren't that big in 2001.
This movie, honestly, and I've watched all the documentaries and everything. This movie set off the careers for a lot of the actors that we still love today. Yeah. If I go back just a little bit, Paul Rudd. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is his first movie.
Really?
I think it's his first movie.
Could be.
And him playing a whiny teenager in this movie is the funniest thing. Christopher Maloney.
Yeah. Mr. CSI.
He's been in everything, right?
Or Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Shit, bitch.
Molly Shannon.
Yeah.
I think she was
Superstar.
Yeah, right. She was already on what, Mad TV or SNL?
SNL, I think.
SNL.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Marino.
Yeah.
Jolo. How do you say his last name? Truglio.
Jolo Truglio.
That's a tongue twister, man.
Yeah.
Michael Ian Black. Amy Poehler.
Dang.
Bradley Cooper.
Dang.
Elizabeth Banks.
Dang.
A lot of these people.
What a cast.
Dude, so the way that this movie was made was like they kept getting like shit on because no one wanted to take them serious.
Yeah.
Because they weren't taking it serious. They wanted to make this movie set in the 80s at a summer camp with a bunch of camp counselors who are just... It almost feels like a bunch of skits put together into a movie.
Yeah.
There's a talking vegetable can. I'm pretty sure in one of them they communicate with aliens and there's an asteroid coming to Earth and like there's... Netflix bought this movie's rights, I'm pretty sure, and made at the end of the movie there's the joke about like in 10 years let's come back all together, and then I swear like 20 years later they come back and made that movie.
I haven't seen the new one.
The 10 years later?
Yeah.
They also did First Day of Camp because the movie takes place on the last day of camp. So there's First Day of Camp, and seriously, dude, both of these, it's the same cast coming back, but like the 10 years later one came out in 2017.
Dang.
And the First Day of Camp, why is my phone struggling to pull this up? First Day of Camp came out in 2015. So it's the same cast playing the same characters
in the same
time frame in 2015.
That's
so they're playing
awesome. Teenagers
and they're obvious adults, right?
Yeah.
And then the 10 years later one is even more insane. If you get a chance to watch these, I highly recommend it. Wet Hot American Summer.
So the one that I was going to say in comparison, and we don't got to talk about it, but it's the same deal. Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, no, it's got that like...
It's a show, not a movie, but it's not a summertime
right, because it takes place during the school year.
Yeah. But it's like the start of so many big stars.
Yeah, like Seth Rogen, others.
James Franco.
Others. Jason Segel. So many good things. Martin Starr's in that.
All the greats.
There's so many good ones. But we got a couple more movies on this list, and by that I mean there's a shit ton of movies on our list, and we're running out of time.
Rapid fire.
So rapid fire. I'm gonna throw out Midsommar.
Great
Midsommar.
Horror summer feel movie, like psychological horror summer feels.
It is a terrifying movie.
Yeah.
It's gory, it's bloody, it is scary. Florence
it's yucky
Pugh though.
At times.
Florence Pugh's great.
Yep.
I remember seeing Will Poulter in this movie and like losing my shit because I've always liked him as an actor. I've seen this movie one time because it is kind of difficult to watch. Like it is creepy, it is gross. I don't mean that it's hard to watch. I just mean it's like fuck. Like
yeah,
it's up there.
Trippy, for sure. Next one.
I would put Palm Springs on here, which I know you haven't seen.
Nope.
I don't want to spoil too much of this movie. But it's Andy Samberg and Kristen Milioti from...
Oh, I've heard of this. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's legit like a summer wedding movie. Andy Samberg on his shit. Like, just total menace. Again, I don't want to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu, and I highly suggest it because the twist in this movie, I did not expect whatsoever.
Okay.
And I still, like, the trailers didn't show any of it. There's other actors in this movie that are really solid too. But it's a fun movie to watch. It's got a lot of heart. Go watch it.
And it's got Andy Samberg. Next one. Back to the Future.
Back to the mother flipping future.
I want to specify too, also, Back to the Future 2.
2?
Yeah.
That's the one you're going with?
I think.
Go on. You're silent. You need to talk. This is a podcast.
Which is the one that they go to the future?
The second one.
Yeah, Back
They go
to
to
the Future
2015.
2. Yeah. I mean, both of them, I feel like.
So my biggest thing with like the first one not feeling so much like a summer vibe movie is it all takes place in school again.
Yeah,
You know what I
in
mean?
school. That's what I'm saying. Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future 2 again, it's like it's really dark. Like most of that movie takes place at night, you know?
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
But it's the future. It's
It is
foggy.
yeah,
It's smoggy. It's
the world is ending because
polluted.
Biff's in charge.
Biff. Big old Biff.
I would almost argue that Back to the Future 3 feels like a summertime
Is more
movie.
summer.
That movie
feel
slept
that.
on. I love Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
It's cheesy. It's a spaghetti western.
Yeah.
The jokes are really funny when, like, especially now as we're adults and we get more of the jokes.
Right.
Like him calling himself Calvin Klein in the first one, like you get it because it's on his friggin' boxers, right? But when he calls himself Clint Eastwood in the third one, as a kid, I didn't know who Clint Eastwood was.
Right.
Now I do, and now it's funny.
Next.
It's a big one. It's a big one. Stand By Me.
Nice.
Stand By Me is, for a lot of people, I think it's
the epitome of summertime movie.
It's kids going on an adventure.
Getting into some trouble.
They're trying to find a dead body.
Again.
This movie, I didn't know for the longest time. Did you spill? Did you spill on yourself?
Nope.
Are you lying? Is it on camera? Oh, I can see it. Juan was drinking water and he spilled it all over himself.
Summertime.
But this movie's got like Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland. The list goes on and on.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know for the longest time that Stephen King wrote this.
Yeah.
It just
isn't that wild?
It doesn't fit the vibe of Stephen King. You know,
just because it's not a
horror movie.
Super. I mean, it's pretty scary, like in the sense that kids are looking for a dead body, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's kids being kids. You know what I mean?
The weird thing is, like going back to the Goonies, this movie also takes place in Oregon.
Yeah.
But it is bright and sunny
hot
the whole time. They're hot. They're camping. It is again. It goes for like that Shrek thing too, where it's a road trip movie after all. Like they're learning who they are as young men in the world.
Right.
Because even like the tagline, I just pulled it up. It's for some it's the last taste of innocence and the first real taste of life, but for everyone it's the time that memories are made of. That sounds like the last summer before all your friends disappear on you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like before all of you guys go off to college and things like that, move out of your hometown. But I mean, the movie's about 12-year-old boys, but I think like they're going into like what is considered high school in the 50s, you know? So yeah, everything's changing for them. Like it's the last week of summer or something like that, right? Like from what I remember, straight summer vibes for this one. Would you believe that this movie is only rated an 8.1?
Really?
Yeah.
That's still pretty high.
It is really high, but I feel like that movie way higher than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you.
Sweet. So we have 3 more on the list. Can we get through it? Or do you want to just skip to the
3 more
2?
plus the last 2?
No, 3 including the last 2.
Okay. So just quick explanation on the other one.
So I have to shout out this movie.
Shout it out.
I know you said you haven't really watched it in a long time.
I've seen it once.
So this movie is Adventureland. This is what I picture in my head when I think of summer. Like going to the fair, all the bright lights and everything like that. Carnival games, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It takes place in summer in the 80s. And the reason I like this movie so much is for multiple reasons. Number one, I really like Jesse Eisenberg. Like, I think he's a good actor. Mm-hmm. There's also Ryan Reynolds in this movie. Martin Starr, who's, again, from Freaks and Geeks. Look at that, coming back. But this was the first movie I went to see when I turned 18. Like the first rated R movie I didn't have to sneak into.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, it just means a lot to me for some reason. And I think it's just because I like movies so much.
Yeah.
But this movie I think is underrated. It's a slower one. But it's just about a guy who gets a crappy job because he doesn't want to go to college anymore.
And he falls for a girl who has a boyfriend. And
Yep. And it's Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
And the boy is Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
And I love the Ryan Reynolds parts because he's a total fraud in this movie. Like everything he says and does.
Yeah. Isn't he like...
He's a douche.
Isn't he like way older though? Like they're 18. He's like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yeah. It's huge.
The whole movie though, I really enjoy it. It's really funny. It's slow humor.
Yeah.
It feels real, if that makes sense. My favorite line though is when they're like in the parking lot and they look over at some graffiti on the wall and it's a pentagram, but it says "Hail Satin." Someone spelled Satan wrong.
Yeah.
And he just goes like, "Oh, they're really a big fan of fabrics in this town," or something like that. I don't know. So the last two on the list, which one are we going for first?
Let's go with the second one.
Second one?
Uh-huh.
This movie, I think we both agreed, just sums up the summer vibes.
Absolute. These last two are both of our favorites.
Top two summer movies.
Top two for both of us.
We couldn't
Summer
decide
vibes.
which one is the top.
Yeah.
But when I think of summer movies, I have to watch both of these this week of summer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the next one we're going to talk about is the one that I watch on the 4th of July every single year.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah.
Or the 5th. Just this week for sure.
Yeah.
The other one, I'm about to go to this one. I'm about to go to the store and buy this movie. Because it's not streaming
somewhere.
anywhere.
I have it somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm going to go buy it.
Oh, go
Because
buy
I don't
it.
own it. And
Go
I
buy
feel
it.
stupid for not owning it.
I think that's one of the first movies I bought for myself.
Yeah.
Like I had my own DVD player for the first time, and I bought this movie.
I remember it was again when we lived together, but with our buddy Killian. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
We were at like Target, I think. And I told him we were like buying movies or games or something. And I saw like a steelbook version of this.
Uh-huh.
And I pointed at it and said, if you want a movie to watch, that one's going to be your new favorite.
Uh-huh.
And he bought it. And
Really?
we went home, and I think I went to work. You were sleeping or at work already, and he watched it. And then he comes back, or I come back, and he goes, "You were right. This is my new favorite movie."
So the movie that we've been teasing you with this whole time is Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused.
The
1993.
93?
Can you believe that?
Honestly, it's like this one and the other one we're going to talk about is like core, like fresh out of high school summer fucking party movie.
It really is.
But the other one is not party.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
The second one, we'll get to. This one though, there's something about this movie that
First day of summer.
it's the last day of school.
You're free.
And it takes place in a small town in Texas
Uh-huh.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
And I love the opening to this movie where it's like everyone's getting hazed by the upperclassmen who are brand new like seniors, right? And they're hazing the brand new freshmen.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you, I thought that's how high school was going to be.
Me too.
It's not. Thank God there wasn't some Ben Affleck looking dude running around with a big old wooden paddle that says "fuck you" on it. But
Finding you in 8th grade to fucking give you
Yeah.
a smack.
give
you a will slap.
that
man.
whole chase scene, man, it sets the entire movie into motion, right?
Yeah.
I love the like realness behind some of the like conversations that are going on.
Uh-huh.
There's different stories that all kind of interlace throughout the entire movie.
And at the end, they do eventually end up tying together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just one big spider web, and they meet in the middle.
And all the upperclassmen realize, like, throughout, like, even I think the girls hazing was way worse than the dudes hazing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I really like that they all meet at this one central spot for this party, and one of the nerds fights back. You know what I mean? He gets his ass kicked, but he fights back. You know the part I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But afterwards, like, everyone kind of calms down and like finds their people that they're gonna be with through their high school career. You know?
Right.
I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's such a
feel-good movie.
It's a feel-good movie filled with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
But they don't. There's that one stoner character that you have to have in this type of movie, but like, it's not the hugest part of the movie.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't. The movie doesn't revolve.
No, it does, but it's not like
around that character.
Right, or that character. But like, it's all about them partying and drinking and just being fucking teenagers.
Well, you know, like movies about drugs and stuff now, like all like that pothead character that you're talking about, they're all like that.
Yeah.
And it's not like that in this movie.
Right. And I think, like, in the time that this movie came out, it was totally different kinds of vibes when it came to this style of movie. This, like, there's kids drinking. There's underage kids drinking. There's people smoking pot. Movies now, like, they go above and beyond with this shit, right?
Yeah.
But this one felt so realistic in a way. We went to parties in high school that never felt like anything that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
But like, this is what I wanted high school to be like. You know what I mean? I wanted the staying out all night.
They had high expectations.
They set them high in the year after we were born.
Right? I mean, who knows? Maybe that is how it was.
And we missed out?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
We just missed the mark.
I love the tagline for this movie, though. It was the last day of school in 1976, a time they'd never forget if only they could remember.
Oh, dang.
That's such a great tagline.
Good. That's good.
But I feel like we got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
To run down the quintessential.
The final top two.
This movie, though.
The final tied for first. We're
not going to beat around the bush. This movie came out the same year as Dazed and Confused. 1993.
Perfect.
The Sandlot. This movie is summer vacation.
Yeah.
The funniest part is both these movies came out the same year. We love them both, and they both take place decades before we were alive. This one's it takes place in 1962.
Really? Honestly, I don't know why I didn't like
register.
It's not like a main
it doesn't stand out in your brain.
Yeah.
I think that's a sign of a great movie, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's a timeless movie because of that.
Right.
But when you rewatch it this year, which I'm gonna force you to, you're gonna notice
them or me?
All of you.
I'm gonna watch it.
You're gonna notice the music now. You're gonna notice the clothes. You're gonna notice the cars. And I think like the setting that they have for this movie is just perfect. It's all about Smalls moving to a brand new town and finding his group of friends.
You know what I feel like is I didn't really realize when the movie came out.
Right.
Maybe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, this movie takes place way back when, but maybe that's when it was made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, didn't realize that it was a movie, came out in the 90s.
It's a 30-year-old movie.
And fucking... Right.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I will never forget. I'll always think of the fireworks scene when they're playing games. They're playing baseball at night.
Yeah.
And it's the one day of the year they can play at night. They can have their night game because of the fireworks.
Yeah.
And all the kids start looking up at the sky watching the fireworks. The pool scene's always going to stand out. Wendy Peppercorn.
Always.
I quote that scene so much, and no one ever gets it anymore. It's kind of sad. It's like, oiling, lotioning. I can't take it anymore. Every character in this movie stands out. They have their own quirk. They have their own personality, and they're all different enough. But I think like the relationship between Smalls and Benny is really solid. Like, you feel like they're best friends at the end of that movie,
especially with Smalls being a new kid, and you see the growth of like him trying and him not fitting in and then slowly just becoming a part of the group,
part of the team. I think every trick and every game they play to try to get their ball back is hilarious, and it's like it's smart, but it's not too complicated where you feel like it's fake.
Yeah.
Like the movie feels pretty real the entire time.
Yeah.
It's kids telling stories about the creepy house on the street. It's
obviously from their perspective, it's more exaggerated, you know.
The beast is the beast. James Earl Jones at the end of this movie, the nicest dude.
Perfect.
Couldn't have an old dude on the street inviting kids to his house anymore. But in the 60s,
that was okay.
It was okay. But yeah, this movie just will always feel like summer.
Yeah, always.
It's got the feel. You feel hot when you watch this movie. You feel sweaty when they're running through the town out, when the beast is chasing Benny.
I feel like I need an Arizona iced hard tea.
Listen up, Arizona tea. He needs the drink, and he needs it now. And everyone wanted a pair of PF Flyers.
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
I'm going to go watch Sandlot now.
Let's go.
Let's call the podcast.
Well,
we made it through most of our list.
Most of it. Did we forget anything?
I think we just forgot 2 movies.
Quick.
Grown Ups. And
Pass.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
Those were cut for time.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan. And don't
forget to follow us.
Follow us. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. Hit that little bell icon. Get notified when we put up new videos and new shorts. It'll be right here. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at BJ in the Morning _. What else? That's about it.
That's it. Check out our website. Send us an email. Hit us up. Leave some comments. Ask some questions. Do
what you want.
Do what you want. And go tell Arizona Iced Tea that we want some fucking tea.
And
all right?
Comment down below what your favorite flavor of Arizona tea is.
And if you think Moana, Lilo and Stitch, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall are summertime moves.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong. I want to know that I'm wrong.
Tell them, please.
Even though I know I'm right. Juan is wrong. It's fine, though.
I will pay you.
Thank you for listening to us today.
I'll give you a cash app.
Thanks for joining us on this summer vibe adventure, going through our favorite summer movies.
I'm Juan.
I'm Brendan.
And
we
will
talk
to
you
next
time.
Bye-bye. You think they're gonna send us some tea?
I don't know, man. I feel like we're just gonna get our hopes up and they're just gonna crush them.
I really hope so.
I could go for a tea right now.
Let's go.